It was a dark and stormy darkness, and the storms that roiled over the darkness bewildered the investigators as they attempted to deduce what kind of dark and stormy darkness it was. Hi, everybody. My name's Philip, and I'm the parlor master in this game that we call Murder by Murder. What?
All this talk of darkness makes it seem like it's Kingdom Hearts.
Oh God.
No, because it would have to be balanced, and you have to also bring up light.
Right.
Yeah,
And insult the light.
and hearts,
And
and hearts
Mickey
and
Mouse.
friendship.
No, Mickey Mouse only
Anyways,
comes in at the
back to
end.
the murder mystery.
and have a sword that is also looks like a key.
Yeah, who
I am
murdered Mickey
currently
Mouse?
burning a new cantrip candle scent, new to me. It's
What-
been
what
out for a
is-
few months. It's called Mountaintop. Ooh.
Ah,
And
what does it
it's-
smell like?
Well, it
Like a
smells.
mountaintop.
I picked it because it had the most rain-like scent of the candles I currently have. It is frosted spruce, copal resin, and coal. I do not know what copal resin is. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Something pineish.
Copal resin.
Was it made of copium or something?
Mountain Rose Herbs is the company that sells this.
Copious amount of copium.
It's a tree resin. Okay.
Oh.
It's an aromatic tree resin from pre-Columbian Mesoamerica. Okay, burned as incense. Copaline. Fair enough. Yes, Fia distracted. So dark. So stormy. So yeah, we're here to play our murder mystery game where we're using this Christie system. I haven't called it the Christie system in a while. This is a proprietary system. It's a 5 and up roll. All you got to do is roll a 5 or higher to succeed. There's no gradations of skills. To KJ's eternal chagrin, there's no like higher level of success. You either succeed or you don't succeed.
Wait, is that how you pronounce
No,
that
I
word?
get 100% sometimes. I've gotten it. It's fine.
That's how you pronounce it.
Which word?
Wow. Chagrin.
Oh,
That was like an iron or something like that.
chagrin. Ah, here we'll talk about your chagrin. Yes, so that's how the system works, and based on the size of your die for various skills, it's much easier or harder to roll over a 5. And then the things you're really good at, you get to roll 2 dice in the hopes that at least one of them will be over 5. You also have things called aha points you can spend.
Do we ever get good at newer things? Because there's a lot of empty slots on my sheet, and they've never.
Apparently, we don't learn from our mistakes.
Like normal people.
I would say in this game, there's not a leveling up
Yeah,
situation in a single mystery, but it's a reasonable point.
There.
Maybe for some reason we showed up at multiple murders like Hercule Poirot.
Yeah, if we...
Why do we keep getting invited to the same parties? And there's always
Oh,
someone murdered.
hey,
man.
it's the 6 of us. It's the 6 of us plus 1 stranger. Well, that guy's either going to kill someone or get killed tonight.
At some point, people just got to stop inviting us because that just means someone's gonna die.
At
Yeah.
some point, we just start taking the last person and we're like, all right, kill someone as quickly as you can. Otherwise, you're so fucking dead.
Otherwise, we'll just kill you to protect the
Yeah.
others.
I was working on I was working on a pitch. I don't know why I'm just going to talk about this now, but I am. I was working on a pitch for an animated series that was meant to have like the sort of like the tone of Archer, but to be like an Agatha Christie murder mystery show.
I watched that.
Where it was just a bunch of like, it basically was just a bunch of people in high society who keep going around, and there was like a very like, there was a little Belgian detective in the middle of them who would just get like, he would just try to solve crimes. And sometimes they would just, and they'd murder people and they'd never go to jail for it, whatever. But the joke was in the pilot, he was really upset because they kept making sex jokes as he was explaining who a previous murder was. So they all said, somebody's got to kill somebody for this. And then he had to solve like 9 murders because everyone killed someone. And at the end, he was really grateful that they cared about him so much. Anyway, this is kind
No
what you
one's
have
ever
done
done
for me.
something so nice for me,
Exactly.
guys. That's great.
Puppy!
All right, so
I see a puppy, but
An asshole. Don't worry about him.
Yeah, we see that.
well, on that note,
it was dead ended.
well, on that note,
Oh, man,
everyone,
the dog did it.
let's try to remember what the
Let's
hell
do it.
happened last time. I know that half of you were not here last session. I know we didn't have everyone. I think Vonda, you were out.
No, I was here.
Jeremy
Everyone was
wasn't here.
I was here.
Ka was
was
out,
here.
right?
We're gonna have to schedule like a dementia appointment for you because you won't remember. To
Sorry.
do it.
This
Have
is...
you been taking your meds, Philip?
No, I haven't. They make me
Oh,
feel
man.
too balanced and normal.
I
No.
remember too many things when I take them.
You forgot to email me the notes for tonight's session, like you said you were going to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, right. Wait a minute.
Oh, is that an actual thing?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's just he doesn't remember. Cool.
Oh
Yo,
yeah,
skip that to me.
no, that's what we call a callback. Something you younger people don't know because you don't use phones anymore. But it's something we call a callback to last week, where I was confused about who had missed the previous week. No one had missed the previous week. Someone had missed the week before, and they gave me what's called a hard time. Another thing you young people don't know.
I thought that
anything
was the
about.
week before last week when that happened.
It was not that. Now,
No,
I'm-
wasn't it
I'm
the
just
week
fine
now
with it.
Tane I can get into. Oh man.
All right.
We are so for those of you who are unaware of this, I feel like most people probably are at this point or are inferring it. We are though we're all in different homes, we are a Los Angeles based game. We're all LA based
Yeah,
people, and it is so hot here. You guys.
Oh yeah, we're dying.
It is I think all of our brains are, I mean, I don't want to say,
Bubbling?
I think we're all maybe at max right now is 90% efficiency.
Oh, I'm mush.
Oh no, I'm
I'm
saying
50% at best.
yeah, if anyone's doing the best they could right now, they're operating at 90% normal efficiency.
That sounds about right.
What we're all actually operating at is more from like the 40 to 60% range, I would
I'm
imagine.
only using 2% of my brain right now.
There you go.
Are we doing some real Dragon
I'm
Ball?
only
Z?
using
That
10%
means you're
of my
using.
power.
That means you're using 2% of your. That means you're using 20% of your brain because you only use 10%. You know what I mean, guys? Enough about what I mean. Let's talk about what the hell happened last time.
Okay.
You guys had a weird lunch.
People were insinuating a bunch of things at lunch.
People
about
insinuated
who
things at
invited
lunch.
us.
People sort of brought up various matters. Also, Sybil and Lord Reginald did some more searching, and they found the practice notes. Sybil believes these were hidden since she'd been in the Grand Gallery that morning. These were notes, and one of them actually did have a missing piece at the bottom, the piece that matches what had been found in the body of Slicket. So it seems that somebody hid the forgery practices for all of your invitations before actually writing them up and sending them, and they still had them and they were hidden up there. So kind of basically it began to come out why some of you might have been invited, what the things you're being blackmailed for might be. You also found Vivian and Sybil. You were very suspicious of Vivian being on her own, so you kind of took her arm and marched her back downstairs to lunch with everyone else. The Marchioness mentioned how people were talking about how Dr. Gordon, they're glad he's here. He's probably seen many dark things, and how kind of, he's used to it as a doctor. The Marchioness mentioned how her own doctor of many years actually recently died as well. So she kind of, she has an affinity for doctors. You guys talked a little bit about the strange statue, and Dr. Gordon actually shared the myth of the Tarrasque. And he, like the
Automated
player,
D&D monster.
yeah, he like the player playing him did kind of explained it proper. Great. So yeah, wonderful. That was great. You also seem to, apparently Gladys and Alicia stepped aside to have some conversation once Gladys had been found for lunch. She and Alicia went downstairs separate from Sybil and Reginald, and Alicia seemed to have a red spot on her face, or a red
Gladys.
Alicia's the
callback,
mean
huh?
one, right?
Alicia,
I wouldn't have called her mean before that slap, but I might do that now since I don't know what happened.
you don't know what Gladys did. What if Gladys? What if
she deserved it?
maybe Gladys spit on her at the premiere of a movie they were both in, And maybe when Gladys spit on her, this was after Alicia had to sit there while Gladys explained what movies are to the audience. And also, there was a lot of drama because Gladys is sleeping with the director, and the other star of the movie is like
Phil,
mad
Phil.
about this.
Phil, you are
You're
going off.
confusing.
Yeah, you are veering off the road. Get on a trail.
Get on
There are
with
some
it.
rails somewhere here.
Am I, you guys, am I
You're
conflating
way
this
off.
with,
You're mixing up our last game.
oh, our
Mixing
last
up
game?
everything.
Okay, we'll just search for Spitgate, and you'll find out all about it.
Or don't.
Hash-
That might be too risky.
Hash
That's
not.
That sounds like a risky.
That's
No,
not
no,
nearly
guys,
enough to...
it's okay to, no, Spitgate is now fully a thing. If you
Oh,
search
Spitgate. I thought you said
Spitgate.
spit take.
Not spit take, Spitgate. Anyway, all I know is hashtag team Miss Flo or something. Okay, whatever. Oh, guys, it's been fun. This weekend, what the Venice Film Festival stuff was kind of fun. But enough about the Venice Film Festival. The point is, Gladys got slapped by Alicia, according to everyone's guesses.
Wow.
Also, reality. The doctor did pose another question to everyone, which is, why did you guys all know to come to this event? Ivan is very confident that when Alicia said she was told about the weekend by Vivian or Gladys, that she was not lying about that. She was told about the weekend by them. Vivian claims to have heard it directly from Lord Corse to invite everyone here. This goes a bit against a lot of the theories that the group has that Lord Corse was not actually the one who invited them. Gordon said everyone should kind of take a little time on their own. He went to go do something, but he was caught by Wednesday Line, so then it was on the record that he was heading downstairs. She was being totally normal and sweet. The Baroness spoke with Margaret Circle in the ballroom. She got information about Severin's disappearance or mysterious death many years ago in Upton, in the town of Upton Abbey, which is where the Marquis of Plymouth is based, because I hadn't thought of anything before that. But now, basically she said that her understanding was that Severin was kind of maybe stepping out on his fiancée a bit.
Ladies' man.
A bit of a ladies' man, and as such, Margaret basically heard Alicia confront Vivian about that, and Vivian seemed to say she didn't care. The Baroness also
Arrest.
oh, then she noticed the dress was gone. There was another part of that, but I think was not on stream, so there we go. She also mentioned, this part wasn't streamed, she said that he died of unexplained natural causes. That he was just dead, and they were like, well, this is weird.
It's unexplained. How do they know it's natural?
Because the doctor said so.
Because it was, like, unexplained, but no knife wounds, so they were like, well, if it's unexplained, it must have been natural. Also,
He just died. I don't know.
somebody said they want to name their weapon natural causes. So you can always, so whenever you name your sword natural causes, so you kill everybody and say, this man died of natural
He
causes.
died of natural causes.
Which is funny.
Something you can do, like,
KJ,
clean
I
something.
really love the idea that you were just talking to a person there.
Someone needs
That
to
would have to be a
call
very
their
small
sword their
child.
mom.
Or just a crawling person. Like,
Someone, someone should name their weapon your mom.
Are we going like in the kill feed of like FPS?
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
do like crazy names in there.
yeah.
That's where my screen name came from when I was really little. Chinchilla. Like you were killed by a chinchilla.
Chinchilla.
So,
Red.
in any case, we're super on point tonight. Yeah, basically, so you found out that he died under mysterious circumstances. You suspected poison. But now Margaret Circle's very worried about the statue, this incredibly valuable statue that is missing, that was not noticed up until this point, which in and of itself seems kind of weird. If you guys look at the map, there may be questions about this. I'll just state some facts. Because this is not definitive, but apparently nobody's brought up that statue's missing, but Alicia and Gloria just went to look for Vivian.
Fuck is Gloria?
Gloria is from that puzzle I did with you, and it is in my
We're literally
mind,
sitting on a statue
and I will
right
never
now we
get
haven't
out of it.
Looked at.
Gloria.
Gladys. Alicia.
You might as well just put in a character named Gloria at this point.
Her name is Gladys
It could be
Gloria.
her middle name.
Her name is...
We're gonna go full Planescape Torment where we just generate a character out of nowhere if we say the name enough.
Gladys. Her name is Gladys Gloria Corse Martin. That's her full name.
She was born in Spain. They gave her some flair.
So Gladys.
Jeez, Gladys, why do you have 4 names?
Why was I just talking about Gladys? Oh yeah. So Gladys and Alicia, they were in the Solarium looking for Vivian. At least that's what they said. Solarium. So if you look at a map, it's like, oh, what's okay. Anyway,
Okay.
All right.
Well, I mean, they said she likes to hang out there, right?
they did.
So it's not weird if you think that's where she wants to hang out.
No, but it's right next to the ballroom. Never mind.
Oh.
I'm pointing out. Really, no one's noticed that statue's gone all day. Ivan helped the Marchioness to her room. Some things came out about how Ivan and the Marchioness are totally banging, and she seems to think they're now going to be together forever since her husband died. Plus, also, she thinks nobody knows. So she is what we call
Perfect
wrong
rebound guy.
about a lot of things. She is incorrect on numerous points. Ivan then went to talk to Sybil about this, as did, and then Lord Reginald eventually found them there as well. She kind of she explained a little about her own blackmail. Again, everyone's doing a good job of not saying what the specifics of their own blackmail are, or most of you are, but she kind of said it was about some stuff that apparently her father did she's not even sure about. So that is the last thing that happened in session in chapter 8. Yes.
When I come up from the basement, the first thing I'm gonna do is search for Miss Wilson.
Understood. I will even
I feel
say
very popular.
I'll even say that let's have the 5 of you. So Sybil, Reginald, and Ivan. You would be staying up there in that room, Sybil. You're trying to keep a.
I don't remember if that's where we landed. I know.
No, I'm asking.
That's where I was.
Okay.
Well, I know, but like I don't remember if we like
you were in the...
we're talking about going. Like I don't remember what that last beat was. If we talked about staying in here and keeping watch, or if we talked about going to do something.
I did forget an important moment. Odette came and talked to you, and she said a bunch of stuff that was like how she was like really upset. She said she'd move your stuff there. She made cryptic comments about things, and then you didn't forget that. I forgot to say it in this recap, and then she was like, "Let's go to the library," and you said, "Nah." Or you didn't even say nah. You were like, you went, I think it was the equivalent of you went like, and she said,
to be fair,
just kidding.
To be fair, KJ said, because KJ has to think about things, and you took it as Sybil said it and took the option away from me. I want that very clear and on the record.
Well, you can.
I'm with you. I saw that.
If you want to, you can go knock on her door and ask if she'll go to the library with you.
But now I got Ivan and Reginald in front of me.
True.
She's definitely not going to say yes if they're nearby.
And Doctor, make a luck roll.
My luck is which one? D6, I believe.
Okay.
Not a lucky fellow. Rolled a 3.
If you want to go do something by yourself, just say the word.
You could always
straight ahead. Use 2 aha points.
Yeah, use 2 aha points.
Here comes.
You know what, Baroness? Why don't you do a luck roll as well?
Nah.
Baroness is looking for a doctor. For the doctor.
For the doctor. Okay, then you make a luck roll.
For any doctor or just
I rolled a 1.
A 1.
I rolled a 1.
So at this point, Baroness and Dr. Gordon, you two are. The camera is not on you because the two of you are wandering at various places,
directions,
all alone. So the camera's not on you. Because I guess I'll just mention, in this game, we do have a weird little rule that I violate frequently, which is when someone is alone, we do not know what they're doing.
Stop violating things.
Does it mean that we get secret messages?
You might get a secret message, but based on you both rolling 0 lucks, your luck involves nothing cool secret happening. So we pick
your
up...
secret message is you're lost. Good luck.
Do we get murdered? Do we get murdered?
Maybe. Probably not. No, none of you are getting murdered in this game unless I change the rules of it, which I very well might do. So Sybil, Ivan, and Lord Reginald are up in the room, just chilling. Sybil's disclosed some things. She seems to want to stay here, and I don't Reginald knows what's going there, but Sybil, I don't think, has disclosed to them why she's kind of camped out in this room. Sybil, I actually want you to make an intuition.
I don't think I had a chance, honestly.
Sybil, please make an intuition.
Oh, you've had
roll
plenty
for
of
me.
chances.
No, because I feel like you showed up and then we ended.
They're in the Artemis room.
Oh,
correct?
Regular
last
intuition?
session.
Regular intuition. This is just in your brain.
6.
6. Okay, so a pass.
Like a C minus.
A C minus?
If you go by like UK rules,
Oh. Well, let's not do that.
Oh, we part of the UK now?
That sounds.
we're standing. Yes, we are. So
We literally are in this game. Sybil, I'm gonna say that you're sort of thinking about this, and you do have the realization that now that there are 2 young men in this room with you, and you're purposefully not keeping the door closed, and it seems that like Reginald literally came in here because he heard you guys talking. You have a suspicion that this is not this situation doth not a good stakeout make.
it's like, what time is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. 3 p.m. Maybe. Actually, no. You guys lucked right. It's like 4 p.m. It's starting to get dark again outside.
What an answer.
But it's always been dark because of the storm, right?
Yeah, but now it's getting like dark.
Dark. Okay, storm dark. Okay.
Yeah, storm dark.
From night dark.
Night. Yeah, from storm dark to night dark. From Justin to Kelly.
God damn it! What?
Guys, it's a weird energy tonight.
I mean, sure, but I don't want to.
Is it ever not weird energy?
Yes. Rain
Sometimes
fried energy.
Sometimes it's normal. Yeah, guys, I suspect tonight's session's gonna be short and weird. Because I'm tired.
Wonderful.
And we all feel weird, but hopefully, maybe I'll just be punchy enough that I'll give you way too many clues. Okay. So.
We'll miss them all.
And I'll be like, cool. Anyway.
Yeah, biggest clue coming.
All right, so.
Be ducking your clues.
This is a binder, and it says on it, how I committed the murders. And you guys go, cool. Well, let's go talk
Anyway,
to Margaret
so we're going to the
Circle
library?
again.
What a good fanfic. Anyways, let's go find the real killer, guys.
Some real if I did it shenanigans here.
If I did it, how I done it.
If I did it. All right, so friends.
How to serve man.
How to cook for 40 humans. There's still
No, not 4.
No, that's the Simpsons joke.
Yes.
But
I know.
they
Halloween episode.
how to cook for 40.
We haven't even started.
We haven't even taken a game action yet.
No one's saying it. No, that's not true. 2 of you have been unlucky and aren't in the scene, and Sybil realized that this is not a good stakeout location since she's making so much noise.
We're in the room with the statue right now, right?
Interestingly,
No, we're in
you're
the room
not.
next to the
You're in
statue.
the adjacent room.
They're in the Artemis room.
Tell you what, let's see if it goes like this. Lord Reginald, you make an intuition roll.
Intuition, oh god. If I roll a 6, do I just know who the killer is?
No.
5.
A 5. On a 5, you realize, based on the room that she's hiding in, and it's the fact that it's next to the other room, she seems to be waiting to see if someone's going into that room. And you know, because you were in the scene with her earlier, she had to disclose it since you sat on the bed. She wants to know who put that statue there. The one that made her scream like there was a ghost. Which made you dive under the bed fearing that there was a ghost.
Made him attempt. He did not succeed.
Fair. Made you dive
This
to the
would be a
ground.
very different game.
I feel like I should just go to the room.
Go to which room?
The room next door.
Why?
Because nobody's looked at the statue. This
So,
is like
Lord
a
Reginald,
piece
are
of
you
evidence.
going to move? Are you going? Are you stepping out? Are you mentioning this? What's happening? Let someone take some in-game action rather than passive roles.
I mean, if you go in there, I'm following you and asking you why you're going in there anyways.
Is that happening?
I know.
Let's jumpstart this. Let's just say that's happening, because that's a thing. Unless you
Who's
wouldn't,
falling
Lord
behind them?
Reginald. I'm not going to force it on you.
I'm
That's
gonna
the thing,
force it on you, but I'm not gonna force it on you.
I'm saying, do it or don't.
There is no try.
See, I would have wanted to go, but without her knowing, because I know she's just gonna question me all over it.
I know, she really will. She
Yeah,
hasn't.
whatever.
gonna-
Like
I'll go in there. Go,
I mean, I'm not
screw
gonna
it.
question you in a I'm suspicious sort of way,
So,
but
look-
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, at the beginning of this, Lord Reginald leaves the room and starts walking into Hestia.
Sybil will follow and be like, "Wait, why are you going in there?"
Oh, yeah.
Guys, where are you going?
My question first, and then I'll answer yours. Why are you going in there?
To look at the thing.
Why?
Nobody's looked at the thing.
Why do we need to look at it? We don't need to know. We don't need to look at it. It's a statue. We need to know who put it there.
What if there's
Actually,
a
he has a
bloodstain?
good point. A lot of these crazy British
bloodstain?
rich people have like secret things.
Why
in
are you
their
talking with that
statues.
accent when the Martinez isn't here?
That's true. Sorry, it's just a force of habit, okay?
No, please, keep the accent. That was
I
a
know.
joke.
Yeah, I forget. It is for Lord Reginald.
No.
Okay.
Ivan, I'm not Ivan or John, as it should, however we say it. Do you know about? Does he know about the statue under the bed, Sybil? I don't know that he's heard of that.
I didn't get a chance to explain it because he was
So-
telling about him bumping old lady uglies.
Mhm. So I'm gonna say that as you walk in, it would appear that Reginald is talking about the statue of Hestia that is displayed on the little appropriate table in this room.
To me?
Oh, well,
I'm talking
just-
to Sybil. Yeah.
He
Oh.
Reginald's talking to Sybil about like we want to say, or she's like no one even knows about the statue, and Ivan, you just see the statue there.
Do we know where Alicia is right now? Like, do we know that she's in her room, or do we know that we just left her and she's actually
Like-
still in the somewhere downstairs? Or
You did not just leave Alicia. Alicia's position would be unknown to you at present.
Like, I'm sorry, but like every single piece of evidence we've looked at, like you've looked at, except for this one.
Can I
Because
finally
I
join
didn't think there'd be blood on it.
Am I able
Fine,
to
we can look
hear
at it.
I mean,
Miss
there could be
Wilson
something on it.
Okay,
from
let's look at
wherever
it.
I am?
Ivan, can you keep an eye out for anybody, especially Alicia, but anybody,
I feel
and
like
just
I
distract
should
them?
be the one looking. I am the performer, right? I know what fake things are, like weird things. I should be looking at the statue, shouldn't I?
Just close the door.
It's gonna take us a minute to get it out. Just look. Just
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Just close the door.
close the door. What if? Okay, we can try
I
that.
close the door.
So you close them in the room.
Sure, yeah.
No,
Well,
he's in the room with
them.
us.
You come into
He's
the
just
room.
closing the door.
You close the door with them as well. Understood. Great. Okay.
Some real Three Stooges going on here.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
yeah.
What's the thing he does?
All right.
Yeah, we stopped himself. Yeah. So I guess we pull out the statue.
Yes.
Understood. So you guys move the statue out, and Ivan, you see that there's this like very intense-looking statue of Nemesis with this kind of like angry, sort of screaming look on her face. The statue is the same
Whoa.
scale as the ones in all of the rest of your rooms. Nemesis.
How heavy is this thing?
They're fairly heavy. They're like Reginald could like lift one, you know, and like set it on a thing, but to like move it like down a hallway seems pretty darn, you know, you'd need to be you'd need to have a little bit of strength on you to move it, one would suspect.
Like more than a 6 die,
Probably more than a 6 die to do it. A 12 die.
theoretically.
A 12 die you could do it easily. An 8 die you could do it, but with a bit of struggle. As you look this statue over, and she is holding, you see that she has like kind of like actually, Reginald, you're the one pulling it out.
Yeah.
Make a physical roll for me.
So I don't make a bunch of noise while doing it.
Among other things, yes. Just a physicality. It's a 50-50.
Well, do you handle this
You
thing?
don't break
That's a
it.
4, so I'll use a hot point.
Okay, so Reginald, you begin to pull it, and you feel like a little bit like a scraping, and almost like the edge of like something trouble, and then you just, you're like, aha, this is a bad idea, and you lift a little higher, and you manage to not snap. It seemed to have been set down rather hastily, as it was kind of like resting on kind of even though it's carved of marble, there's like scales, a balance that Nemesis holds. And as you pull it out, you manage to not break those. But you suspect that this was kind of
Are the scales rigid, or are they like?
No, they're rigid. They're like made of marble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we can glue it back together.
And fortunately, you don't need to glue it together because you made that physicality roll. But you managed to pull her out. But I would say it is clear to you that whoever put this in here did so very quickly and didn't take all the most care. And in fact, Sybil, you do remember that you kind of did see that the side of the bed, like this was not expertly hidden.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay, so if it's out and upright, we're looking at it, I guess.
Understood. Yes, statue of Nemesis. She has a thing like this. She kind of has a sword at her side, and she's just like has this very angry look on her face, a look of vengeance, a look of wanting to get back at people.
There's no blood or anything, right?
You don't see any blood. However, you're going to see a couple things, but go ahead and make a physical roll as you look over her. Let's see what your elf eyes see.
Physical roll?
Yeah, physical is usually looking. Unless.
Wait, for who?
You asked Ivan to look it over, right?
All three of you are in the room.
I mean, I didn't ask anyone. He said he could. I'm not stopping anyone from looking. I'm not going to stop him from looking, but I didn't ask.
All three of you make a physical roll. This is just like this is just what your eyes spot.
I spy.
6, 100%, top of the class.
If
5.
But if a 6 is a 6 can't be 100% because it's only 50% on a 12. You know what I mean? Like.
But it's a 6 out of a 6. It's not my fault that my test had less questions.
No, but it's your fault that you have less aptitude.
But it's still a 6. It's still 100%.
No, but someone
is
rude.
rude.
I had to give you the 6 out of 100 tests.
Someone could have done it. The maximum score for any of these things is 12.
Okay, good for them. I got a 6 out of 6. I got 100%.
All right.
And that's the best
I could
you
have
can
only
do.
the best I could do is a 6, and I got a 6. That is 100%.
But the best you could. But if you had worked harder on your physicality when you made this character, and you'd picked as one of your focuses being a really good person at finding stuff like perception, you could have rolled a double 12. That's the best anyone could get.
No, that's the best that person could do. I got a 6 out of 6, 100%. Off of the class.
What do they see?
Anyway.
But if somebody got a 12 out of 12, they'd be the top of the class.
Are we gonna
Actually,
do that
I
every
even got a
time?
7. I even got a 7. You're not top of the class.
He probably banged the teacher from what I know about him.
I mean,
All right. What you see on this statue, those of you, and did everyone roll 5 or higher? All three of you did?
Yeah, we rolled a 5, 6, 7.
There you go. So as you guys, and 5, 6, 7, as you inspect this statue, you notice that the statue is chipped slightly on the edge of those scales. So in other words...
And we didn't do it.
You didn't do it, no. Reginald is confident he didn't do it, so it got chipped at some point.
Do we suspect probably when they threw it in here?
Yes, although you don't see any pieces down below on the ground.
hey, Ray.
Not even under the bed? Nowhere?
Oh, hello, Raid.
No.
Welcome from the apocalypse.
Oh,
It's so nice to see you guys.
not good.
We're in
from the apocalypse.
we're in the midst of our Agatha Christie style murder mystery game, and because we're all here in California and suffering no heat stroke at all, we're super on top of it, and we've gotten a lot done in our 42 minutes of streaming thus far.
Oh my god, is it already?
It might as well be the
42 minutes?
apocalypse right
It
now.
Not
sure
that
feels
we've
like the
been
apocalypse right now.
Yeah. So in any case, but yes, welcome. Some people are looking at a statue they just found under a bed. It is a statue of the Greek deity Nemesis. It has a little bit of a weird chip on it that they noticed, but all three of you, with your Legolas elf eyes, are peering as very closely at the statue, and you all notice around the statue, at various points, very faintly, little ink stains, some fingerprints in ink.
Didn't what's his face have ink on him?
Yeah, but did the doctor reveal that? Because he's the one that noticed the ink when he inspected the bodies, and I know we all conferred after, but I don't remember if he.
It was Slicket, right?
Yeah.
Yes, look at. I don't believe I've told anyone about the details of that yet.
So yeah, we
But
don't.
that's why I'm looking for Miss Wilson, so we can finally gather up all.
Oh, you
the
didn't say that as
information.
you didn't find that in your preliminary look.
No, he did, but he didn't share that when we all gathered around and I threw binders from a makeshift Santa bag at everyone.
So, a chip on its shoulder left in the apocalypse, that would be great. Unfortunately, it's a statue of Nemesis, and she has these, like, scales, and one of the scales is slightly chipped off.
Yeah, not a metaphorical.
But it would be good if there were a chip off the shoulder, or the old block, or the new block. Enough about the blocks. The point is, you all...
on the block?
No.
You have noticed these things, but now, Sybil, you hear footsteps in the hall
Oh no.
approaching.
I'm just gonna ask, just cover my bases. There's no peephole, right? Like there's nothing for me to like look out of.
You could try to look out of a key. However, Dr. Gordon, as you walk down this hallway, you've come up here. You're looking for Sybil.
I heard her. I thought I heard Miss Wilson.
You heard her. You'll see that her door seems to be closed, but you heard her further down the hall. So as you're walking down the hall, you actually hear someone walking behind you.
Hmm?
You see the Baroness.
Nani?
Doctor,
Hey, what's up?
finally I found you.
Okay, Miss Baroness Esterhaus, what is the problem?
I have a question to you,
Sure.
or I need your expertise. I was talking to Margaret Circle, and she told me about the mysterious death of Severin Doyle. Apparently, he just died. Vivian's fiance,
Oh, I see.
and apparently, he died on the morning of their wedding. Suddenly, he was a young man in his 30s,
Okay.
and it was said his heart just stopped. And they were in Upton, in the family's estate.
What's Upton? Nothing much of.
It's like Downton. Upton girl, Downton. No.
Upton Funk.
Upton girl.
Sybil.
Sorry, which one? What is this one that we're in called? Not Upton, right?
No,
The main one is Upton?
This is Course Court
Oh.
Gin
right.
Island.
on Gin Island. Sybil, you did say you heard footsteps, so you said you were like going to a peephole. Would you make a physical roll? Let's see what you can see out the door.
So this room does have a peephole, or
It's got a
Oh, one.
keyhole. I'm going
or
to
the keyhole.
You
Classic
okay.
keyhole, I think.
You try to listen through the keyhole, but you're not hearing. It makes it worse. It's like if you like stood back a couple feet, you probably could hear what's out there, but your ear's against the keyhole, and all you hear is your own like blood pumping in your ear, and then you start counting like your heartbeat. You know what it's like. I've listened to a lot of keyholes, and that always happens to me. But enough about me and keyholes. So
Can I go on?
continue.
Okay,
Marcus,
yes.
Yeah, okay. But you as a doctor would know if there was a poison or maybe a medication in large dose that would stop a man's heart, correct?
I probably know a few, right?
Right.
Parlor Master.
Go ahead and make a medical knowledge roll. This is fully medical knowledge. This is entirely within your purview.
I didn't look at the body, but from my knowledge, double successes. So that is an extra aha point for me.
Wonderful. So I would say that you
Certainly there's some medications that can do that sort of thing.
Then another doctor probably
Am
would
I
know
right
that too.
about saying that, Parlor Master?
You are correct in that. I mean, I think that the crux of what she's asking, where her question is a little more complex, is that would stop someone's heart and not be discovered by a coroner. That is going to be a significantly smaller number of things. I mean, if you want to stop someone's heart with medication, sure,
easy, yeah,
that's
sure.
not a problem. Hello, morphine. But if you're trying to do that, and that the people never, I assume you explained that it was said undetermined circumstances, right, Baroness?
Well, yes, but who wrote the death certificate? I'm guessing it was probably the family doctor. Who's the same person who would know
How would
what
he know that?
poison to use? I assume it was. And the Countess just mentioned at luncheon, Marchioness, that her doctor just died recently. And I wonder if there is something to it. Could have they killed Severin Doyle? Might there be a murder in this family?
I mean, potentially, but I hesitate to think about how that is connected. It is certainly weird.
Dr. Gordon, please roll
everything is connected.
Dr. Gordon, please roll an intellect for me. This is the thing.
Straight intellect.
This is the thing you would know that the Baroness would not know.
Oh, 11 out of 12.
You suspect that
A minus.
you definitely believe that that what Baroness is saying about the family doctor, and now you definitely remember the Marchioness referencing this mysterious family doctor of hers. So that's all like, okay, maybe there's something going on. But you assume that a coroner would have made the official death statement. Yes, a doctor might have even been present for a death certificate, but some external coroner. Now, they were very influential in the area, sure, possible, all these things, but your mind continues going back to the idea that the only way to have done something like that would involve using either bribing a coroner, having a coroner and falsify stuff, or using a very rare. I'll say with your previous role, your mind goes to curare, which is a very popular. Something just fell over somewhere in my house. I don't care for that.
What the heck?
Curare is a very popular among mystery writers.
Yes.
It's a very mysterious. It's a thing that doesn't show up on most of the toxicology reports that people had at this time.
Okay.
Will the doctor tell me about the curare?
Do you mention it?
Yeah, sure. I'd mention it. I mean, potentially some substance called curare could do it. Doesn't show up on toxicology reports, and I struggle to see.
I do not know how this all connects, but there must be a connection somewhere. There is so much darkness in this family.
Severin died when?
On the morning when they were.
No. What day? What day?
Severin died on September 14th, 1913.
20 years ago, 24 years ago or so.
From now it's 30.
I
it's
think
32.
that's too many years.
It's 19 years ago, and it's also the height of World War I. Why he wasn't fighting? He was rich. Who knows?
Maybe he had flat feet.
Probably had flat feet.
Rich family.
Upper class can just say they have flat feet.
Hey, I got a case of my. Okay, that's how Severin Dooley talked. By the way, that's how that Irishman spoke.
Oh man. Interesting. But you know what? I'm searching for our fellow guests here. Let's put a pin in that for now. Keep it in the back of our mind.
All right. Oh, just one more thing. I learned that Severin was a ladies' man and was stepping out on Vivian. That might be a motive there somewhere. And that
all right.
Gladys, was it Gladys who argued with Vivian? Gladys knew about it too.
Yeah.
Okay, you know Gloria. Gloria, no.
I was thinking some people might call her Gloria.
Whether her name's Gloria or Gladys, the point is it starts with a G. Ms. G. That's what we'll call her from now on.
It's all very mysterious.
Yes. You know what? Let's
find out.
This family is just. We can't trust anyone in this family. Let's gather up everyone and gather up all of our information that we've all independently gathered through 10-ish sessions and finally get on the same page.
You are currently standing in the hallway on the second floor. We'll say that you are outside of the door to kind of between Nyx and Artemis. The door to Artemis seems open. Nyx is closed. Sybil's room, Nemesis, was closed.
And locked, I presume.
Did you check it?
I would have knocked at least 1 or 2 times.
If you knocked on the door, there was no answer.
All right. Then I know that the statue was in Hestia, right? Because I was there.
You were present for that, so yes, and the door to Hestia is closed. So, but basically, we're gonna say you and the Baroness kind of have this conversation like right outside of Artemis. Sybil, I'll definitely say that so basically, you being at that door and rolling the 1, you kind of didn't hear the beginning. You probably heard some of the end of that with them talking about how this family's weird and not wanting to, they can't trust. They want to share information.
Okay.
I see Hestia is closed, and putting 2 and 2 together, I'll knock on this door.
You knock on the door. Baroness, I want you to make a physicality roll for me.
Oh.
Just a notice.
That's a 6, right?
It's a D6 for you, correct?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said you rolled a 6 with your...
Oh, that's cocked. Oh, it's a 1.
Ooh, boy.
Perfect. So, I'm going to do this because I like tormenting you guys with information. Baroness, as you kind of move to the... as you guys move to this door to kind of like knock on the door, Sybil, do you open the door?
Was I still right by the door?
Yeah, you probably, it like shaking over your head kind of thing.
So then I probably do a mild yelp, cover my own mouth, and go,
Yeah.
I will, I guess, I will look at Ivan/John and Reginald and just do the quiet symbol, and then I'll get up and kind of make the door open.
Understood. So you see...
You'll see my full face,
you
know,
see
but
her face, but she's keeping the door somewhat closed.
Yes.
Dr. Gordon and the Baroness are behind.
Hello, Doctor and Baroness. How are you both doing this afternoon?
Hi,
You know,
Miss
so
Wilson.
I guess, I suppose. Fine.
Miss Wilson,
Yes,
is there any
yes.
shenanigans going on here?
Shenanigans, no.
What are you
Very well.
suggesting? I
Yeah,
hope
what-
nothing
what-
improper.
I
because
hope that
she's in
too,
a room.
Doctor.
Because she's in a room with 2 gentlemen. They are.
I don't
There's
know
no
about
way for you to
gentlemen.
know I am in a room with 2
You
gentlemen.
haven't seen the
Oh,
gentleman.
never
She's like
mind.
keeping the door like...
Hi.
Mhm.
That's
So-
not
I've, like-
suspicious at all. When
I've
she's
pulled
doing that.
Reginald against the wall.
Miss Wilson.
Make a luck roll.
Simply,
Wait, who?
Actually, not Ivan. Make a physicality roll.
Miss Wilson, we must discuss about all of our findings today and get on the same page.
Yes,
11.
yes, we should. I absolutely do agree. Do you mean right this moment?
Yes, right this moment.
Right this moment. In this room?
It is a suitable room, unless you wish to have it in your room.
With everybody?
Yes.
Not
with everybody.
just
If you
me.
can- yes, if you can
We
grab
could go over to the
Immortal Ivan and
my
Reginald, I
room
trust
if
them as
that is
well.
better.
If I can grab them, yes.
I'm just standing
oh,
behind,
they
like 2
happen to
feet away
be
from the
Should,
door.
should we
Too.
maybe
Yeah,
meet
okay,
in the
where- yes.
library?
No,
or the
They're
study?
here. Yeah. All right. All right. Yes. Oh, come inside quickly.
Oh, well then.
It's
Greetings.
She is with 2 gentlemen, but I'm sure nothing improper has happened.
Of course
No.
they have.
They have their pants on.
Of course.
okay.
The 5 of
Shit,
you
they're
enter
all-
this room.
I mean, how else do you investigate a statue?
Honestly,
Then I see the statue of Nemesis, and
Let me catch everybody up.
do you
as
guys close
to-
the door?
Yes, absolutely.
So, as you close the door behind you, what the Baroness
Quietly.
failed to notice was
Mhm.
the little shadow moving behind the keyhole of Hera, just next to all of this.
oh man.
How? Oh, of Hera. Oh,
Right next to
I was
her.
doing the wrong one.
It's literally right there. So
Yeah.
Where are
No,
we?
I thought Hera was Artemis, and I was like, I just walked out of Artemis. There was no one in there.
No. No one-
Hang on,
Oh
where are
man,
we?
we're getting into some secret passage
Oh.
territory now.
You're on the 2nd floor.
Are we in Artemis right now?
You are now all in
No.
Hestia, and you've closed the door.
Hestia.
You are over. Here in Hestia, you are over the study.
I suppose I would probably be like not talking at normal volume because it keeps getting me into trouble. But I will be kind of like whispering aggressively. Is the best way I can explain.
All right.
So just a bit of catch up. Statue should be in my room. Was not. Pulled it out of the bed to examine it. Chip off the scales. Ink, doctor, ink, fingerprint, ink on statue.
Okay, that's a little bit too terse, but okay, I think I get the gist.
I
Wait,
don't understand.
ink fingerprints
Yes,
on there?
a bit of catch up for Baroness and Ivan, who has been a good sport the past 10 minutes, not knowing what is happening.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I forgot my fingerprint duster.
Yes.
Sure.
Good.
It's funny, Joe.
The Nemesis statue should be in my room. Was not upon me entering it. After the first night before the murders. You okay? Okay. After the first night before the murders, suddenly the Taras statue, I didn't know was here, was on the Nemesis pedestal.
Margaret Circle was looking for the Taras. She's very distraught.
That's bad for her, but it's in my room. Someone put it there.
Somebody should tell her.
No, don't tell her yet. Because I think that was put there to toy with me. Because the Taras statue. Please hold your questions to the end of the presentation. The Taras statue was a story, or the story of the Taras was a tale that my father told me before bed. The month before he died.
Before bed?
Please hold your questions to the end of the
I'm sorry.
presentation. He told me that story before bed one night, and then a couple of weeks later, he was run over by a car. It's one of the last connections I had to my father. It was what was referenced in my note to get me to come here was a Taras statue. So it's in my room. It's in my room. I don't know why it's in my room. It's here to toy with me. Here's the real statue that should be in my room. It's connected. I don't know how, but it's connected.
We didn't find anything. Except there was some ink on the statue for some reason.
Doctor, tell her about the curare.
Okay. I'll get to that. First off, we'll go over my findings. Then I'll get to that when I talked with you just now, Baroness. All right, so I'll re-summarize what we found with the bodies. There was basically, Lord Corse died by fall, 100%. Nothing else could have killed him. Tom Slickett. He died by the letter opener that's from Lord Corse's room. He had ink on his hands. I believe that's where that ink on your statue may have come from. And I've been searching all day for what he was possibly writing when he had ink on his hands. You and I, Miss Wilson, we saw that stain of ink over in the Hephaestus room next to his room. But we've never found any paper stained with ink.
Yes. So you're saying Slickett moved this statue potentially?
It is a potential link with fingerprints of ink and his hands.
Wasn't he one of the last to arrive? And the statue was already missing by the time I got here.
I stand to... There's... Based on what we've learned today, I believe Slickett has been a regular visitor.
Slickett came with me, right?
Yes,
he arrived with me. Was the statue gone before I had arrived at the house?
Yes, because I arrived on the first boat and I was led to my room almost immediately, and it was the first thing I fucking noticed.
But the Tarrasque was there later, right?
Yes, the Tarrasque was there after dinner, or after the seance before the murders.
Maybe the person who put the Tarrasque in your room moved the Nemesis statue, and then Slickett picked it up later.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe he moved it the second time.
Perhaps. Let's hold speculation.
I tell you, this thing's heavy, right?
Let's hold speculation until we gather up all of our information. So
it looks like a good statue to bludgeon somebody with it, but nobody has been bludgeoned yet.
Baroness, please let me continue.
I mean, she has a point.
Go on, Doctor. Go on.
Right.
I'm sorry.
All right. So let me see. Oh yeah, what we were talking about before is you brought up, what is it? Vivian's former one-time fiance before he died before their wedding. Whatever his name was, Severin. Yes.
One-time fiance. I want to describe someone as like a 3 times fiance.
And I'm not. Oh shit! What the heck's going on?
Your image just cut out, and now you are.
Yeah,
now you
exactly.
are. Now you are an anti-camera.
What the?
Ooh.
How did all of my?
There you go.
There you go.
I was wondering how many ways your computer was going to say there was no camera before you pop back up.
Fuck computer? What are you doing, computer? Anyway,
Computer's drunk.
was that a power spike? Uh-oh. That's not good.
Well, your
Hope not.
mic was still fine the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
everything else was fine.
Wait,
Just ignore it. Ignore
All
it.
right,
It's
whatever.
magic.
Let's continue. So
Magic
you were
box.
talking about the thing with Severin Dooley. So according to Baroness Sophia Esterhaus, what is it? Severin died through natural causes, so to speak. But I do know of various ways of invoking heart stoppage without being able to be found by the coroner. You run into this as a doctor, of course. I've never, of course, performed the procedure.
Yes, of course. I didn't expect that until you brought it up, and now I'm kind of more suspicious.
I mean, in the middle of a murder mystery, I've got to deny anything, right?
Fair enough, yes.
Anyway, so there's that. There's possibility because of that and the history of this family. Stands to reason that something is going on. Well, we already knew something was going on. And finally, let me see what else. I went to the basement.
Just the doctor. It might have been the same doctor
Oh yes.
who administered the poison who just recently died. It was the family doctor. We don't know his name.
Potentially, but as I said, that's a little bit of speculation to make that leap. Because yeah. Let's see. Let me retrace my steps for the day. We went all of that. We went to the basement. We found all of that. We went back up. We explored this room, found a statue, which now we are all aware of. Okay, cool.
The statue? What's
I
oh,
went-
yeah.
Yes, yes. We went down for lunch. We found. Was anyone missing for lunch?
Not,
I mean-
not after Sybil got through with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what part of lunch? Because I fixed that little
Right.
problem.
We all are aware.
Vivian wasn't there at the start. Sybil took her by the arm.
Sure.
Gladys
We
wasn't
all
there
are
to
aware
start.
that there
but
was,
he slapped her in the face, or someone slapped her in the
Okay.
face.
So, from what I gather based on what was happening at lunch, there are at least 2 possible factions within the Corse families fighting over something or other, most likely his inheritance. And we are caught in the middle of it. I do not know why they decided to bring us into this. And
I don't understand any of this.
Doctor, with all due respect, it must be more than just that. There's no reason to blackmail us all here just for an inheritance. There's no reason to
that is indeed the case.
put a statue in my room that I don't know anything about. And do all this.
So here's the thing. My blackmail note was about, what is it? Botching procedures. And I tell you, I'm very good at my job. I would never botch a procedure. It is just something personal.
But it,
For
you
a
did?
moment, you never did. It must be just lies and
It's lies and slander.
exactly.
So did you or did you not?
Did I say that I did?
I
Your
don't-
letter said you botched procedures.
Well, it's a lie. There we go.
All those letters.
Of course a
is just
lie. Anything a lord would say would be believed. So I have to deny it. I had to find out what they were going to reveal that would ruin my reputation. Because I didn't
Can
do
I tell
it.
if he's lying about that? Can I check?
I am going to
I'll allow the PvP
You will?
bluff check. I'll allow it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and make
Intuition?
an intuition.
I like that PvP actually doesn't involve hurting anyone.
It just
Only
involves.
their
I don't
feelings.
believe you.
Yet.
Yeah,
That's a 4, so I'll use an aha point just because.
that's a good time to use an aha point.
I mean, in some games they disallow the use of stuff like that. Like in Call of Cthulhu, you're not supposed to be able to use luck in a contested roll for that very reason. Hold on, I'm gonna make a secret message. Who could I possibly send something to?
AJ, should I let Mario make that decision?
You know that he's killed hundreds of people.
But
Botches
not on
everywhere.
purpose. He's just a very bad.
He's never
doctor.
once successfully completed a surgery. They've all been ruined.
Yeah. His definition of botch is different from yours.
Define
Yeah, I mean-
botch. A female
Yeah.
dog? Oh.
Yeah.
That's something else.
I mean, look, I put a heart in him. It wasn't a human heart, but there's a heart in him.
Listen, I took
on.
some organs out. I put some organs in. I did
What
the
is this,
hokey
the TF2
pokey, and
medic?
I'll now burn for my sins.
He was alive when he walked out the door.
Listen, they rolled him into me. We rolled him out. Whether or not the sheet was over his face or off before and after, I can't tell you.
He was still breathing when he left the room. He was only breathing for 10 seconds after that, but he was still breathing.
The doctor, and read nothing into the delay that just occurred. You have asked the doctor, did you botch stuff? And he said, no, I've never botched this thing. And you believe him, Lord Reginald.
Okay.
He is not lying to you. He has not
Aha
botched.
point go through.
It went through for sure.
Your aha
Okay.
point was spent. You succeeded. The doctor has not botched. He doesn't botch.
Or at least he believes he hasn't botched.
What's his least favorite game? What's his least favorite lawn game? Bocce.
What's his,
I was gonna
Not
say
yet.
Operation
what's his least favorite
Please
Star
Set
Wars
One.
language?
Oh
Bocce.
god.
What's his least favorite Japanese-inspired cooking style? Hibachi. So the point is, he hasn't
Oh, God.
botched any.
Okay.
What slightly altered Happy Days actor would he never have been? Tom Botchley.
Oh man. Okay, we'll stop there. We'll stop
Yeah,
there.
enough.
I don't even know how you remember that one.
Anyway, let's continue. So anyway, also, there's that. Anyway, I assume we've all been here because we've been blackmailed of some sort, correct? Do we have any
Yes.
news about? Anyway, actually,
Oh.
let's.
Yes,
Alright,
I did find something else earlier, Doctor. I didn't
sure.
get a chance to tell you. This is going to be news for the Baroness as well. I did find these practice notes of all our blackmails letters, and a forgery practice. It just says George Slickett over and over and over.
Found them out.
Somebody practiced before or after?
I found them out, and no ink stains on any of the papers. Correct?
Yeah, none of them are messy. Really, like inky messy. Yeah.
Make a luck
So,
roll, Doctor.
Luck, man.
Yeah, none of them
Look
are
through them.
inky messy, but we'll see if he can find some little tiny trick. No one's done like
Okay.
that. Let's just see if he finds a thing.
2, but I do have 4 aha points to gain once. I'll use 3 of them to go.
Why do you have 4? Why do you have 4?
He rolled.
Gotta
he rolled,
get, I rolled 2 I rolled doubles.
he rolled 2 over
okay.
5 earlier. Yeah. So
Yeah.
He's special.
with
Excuse me.
I'm
what,
educated.
4? I should have 4. I'm the top of this class.
Top of the class.
Dr.
All right.
Gordon, you do in fact notice that on this sheet, that this is not a thing any of you are sort of able to do. So we'll have to do
Which
sort of
sheet?
thing on these pages.
Also on all the pages though, not on a specific.
No,
page.
only on one of them. That's fair. Let me think for a second if it should be on a specific one or if it would kind of honestly. Doctor, on your very invitation, on your very practice sheet, that is, on this sheet that mirrors some of the phrases used, but for the most point just kind of looks like your invitation, you do see a partial, kind of smudged fingerprint in ink.
Huh.
It's not
compared-
it's very, very light, it's like
Sure.
and the thing was crumpled, so it's not like a big black blotch. You just see a small point where someone was probably writing and they just adjusted something with their thumb and there's just a little
Sure.
partial.
Can I compare the fingerprint on this sheet to the one on the statue?
I am going to say that is probably beyond what.
Without
you know
any
what?
equipment?
Yeah, without any equipment, without any stuff. Well, Sybil does have that.
Unless they were like both perfect. Yeah.
Sybil
it'd be
does have
harder.
that magnifying glass, right?
Oh.
Yes, I do.
I'll tell
And
you what.
I see the doctor doing this, and I go, oh, maybe this.
I'll tell you what, Doctor. This is not a mechanic that was largely in this game, but we're gonna try it.
We're gonna go back to D&D rules, perception checks now.
What we're going to do
Light over
here
each other's.
is I'm going to basically I need this to be a harder thing, and there's not really a way to do that. So for this one instance, we're going to kind of go 5e style disadvantage. So
Ooh.
roll
So physicality disadvantage.
2 d8s as you try to peer at this, and if you're going with the lower number that you roll.
Yep. All right.
You already used 2
6 and
points.
6.
A 6 and a 6.
And he didn't know the aha point.
No, I mean if it's in a negative, or does he?
He should.
It's a disadvantage.
That's what I'm
was-
saying. It's a negative. You would've gotten the lower
Don't
one.
get
I don't
an
know.
aha point, because also aha points only happen when you're rolling one of your specialties,
All right.
and you get the double. This was a thing with disadvantage, but and in fact, if you're rolling disadvantage, the only way to succeed is to roll both over. A 6 and a 6, very good, Doctor. Doctor, you do in fact,
With Sybil's help.
with Sybil's
Miss
help,
Wilson's help.
to a way that you're not going to be like 100% certain of this, but you do not believe these are the same fingers. You
Interesting.
you think that it was a different hand made this little smudge on this paper than made a smudge on this
I see.
statue.
They do not match.
But I'll throw out this little problematic detail.
Oh, thanks.
They
Thanks.
both seem to be, neither one is like a huge, like, man-sized thumbprint.
Roman
I
thumbprint.
see. I see.
I don't-
Okay.
I'm just wondering, were these practice invitation being written after we already got ours? And if they were, why?
All right. So let's
Do you
gather
know
that
who
information.
decided which rooms we would be in?
And if they wrote them
no.
before, why didn't they just destroy them? What is the point of all of this? I do not
All right.
understand.
Let us gather that information. So we know, based on Lord Reginald reading from the booklet, that Thomas More is the true name of Tom Slickett, who we had found deceased. That is correct, right, Lord Reginald?
George Slickett, Tom Slickett.
Tom
Sorry.
Slickett.
Who's George? Did I make up George?
I think you
think-
just misheard George.
I
or
think
misspoke.
George and Gloria have been around here somewhere.
Now we're gonna have a George running around too.
Ah, okay.
And a Georgia.
I don't know
Oh,
where.
man.
I don't know where. I know where Gloria came from. I don't know where George came from.
Anyway, so based on the fact that we know that Thomas More knows forgery, specifically of Lord Corse's hand, I'm under the belief that we were actually invited here. Partially, some of us were invited here by Mr. Thomas More. That is just based on the fact that all these practice forgeries are here as well.
But he's a master forger, why he would have to practice?
Indeed.
Why are we assuming Master Forgers don't practice?
Wait, did you share that the fingerprint isn't exactly man?
Yeah,
like,
yes,
bigger?
yes, I said that. Yes.
So then there's also that. How could the finger
So
must have been a woman writing it? No.
I guess there's potential there might be 2 forgers in this family.
And 2 murderers, and why don't we just leave and
Maybe it's a whole family.
There's
plot.
a
Maybe
storm-
it's all of them.
There's
a
a
storm
storm
outside, we
raging
cannot
until you
leave.
solve the
damn
mystery.
it. I
Sorry about the weather.
scream, I
Oh,
will
man.
scream away
Oh
from
yeah, as
there.
soon as they're like, you're the killer, the clouds part. And the
Are you
sun
getting
comes
into
out.
this our customs as well, Miss Wilson? Considering you're American here.
The reflex now.
I've heard it so many times.
Oh man.
I'm
All right,
going to, no, actually, yeah, finish what you're saying. There was a
and there's also
which of you I would.
one question we must decide. People, the motives of. I mean, everyone of the family has a motive to slay Mr. Course. That's.
Oh yes,
that's
he
for
was a
sure.
gigantic asshole.
Yes, that.
Yes.
So we'll set aside who has a motive to kill Mr. Thomas More. That is the bigger
it was a
question here.
motive to kill Thomas More and also to blackmail all of us so that we are here.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
it could be two different
that's one
people. I
question.
mean, clearly it's two people already, or three if it's two women and Slickit. Maybe one person had a reason to kill More, and then the second person had a reason to kill a strong reason to kill Course, and they decided to work together. And a third person said, "Hey, let's make this fun and toy with these 5 people."
Oh man.
And they just combined plans, perhaps.
Okay. Perhaps. And how about this? I'm entirely convinced that Lord Joseph Course the Younger, as you would know your friend Joey Course, is almost certainly not Lord Course the Elder's child.
What makes you so certain?
Because he doesn't seem like the spawn of evil.
Well, perhaps, but you know, as I read in a book, what was it? A game of whatever.
Chairs.
There was a
Grand chairs.
Yes, game of musical chairs. How about that? And then it goes, you know, there was this whole plot point, you know, with someone black of hair, someone blonde of hair, and
I think I read that. Yes.
Yes, we clearly see
all know
all
books
the
never
other
lie.
Course children have black hair, dark hair, same as the old man. Only Joseph Course, and interestingly, Mr. Moore had light hair. So, given what we know of
What color is Odette's hair? I'm not asking this out loud. I'm asking you right now.
dark hair,
Odette?
It's dark, right? It's the same, but it's like the same dark shade, not just a different dark hair.
Odette's hair is exactly the same shades as her mother's. Maybe Alicia's hair is like a little. Maybe she's going a little gray now. She's 40 something, but probably not. They're rich.
Rude.
Yeah.
Okay, so making sure.
Odette has the same hair as Alicia, Vivian, and Gladys Soria.
right? Oh man, we're gonna be on that all day. We'll consider that possibility that should Joseph Course, the younger Joey, is not actually Lord Course's child, he is therefore not the heir of. Well, he wouldn't be the heir anyway because of the change to primogeniture 7
He
years
would
back.
be the heir to being the Marquis.
I believe the Marquis,
Title.
but not the property, right?
So if he's the Marquis gets Upton Abbey and money
Oh, I see.
from it, but all of Lord Course's holdings go to whoever is in his will.
Got it. I
And
see, I see.
barring a will, it would go to his wife, and then eldest children.
I would explain all that, including going to the wife bit.
I
So-
suppose that only matters if we can see the will, though.
Oh yes, but yeah, we're going back to Course's death.
Or
Here.
if the murderer had exact knowledge of what was on that will.
I still don't
Anyway.
see why we are here.
None of us do. Sorry, we're all confused.
So let's gather up.
Right? We're all confused why we're here.
Mr.
Right?
Smythe,
Okay.
Mr. Ivan Immortal, Mr. Immortal, I assume. Wait, do I know that he's John Steinbeck?
No.
I do not. So, Mr. Smythe, Mr. Immortal, have you any information that we haven't shared with the class here?
No, the only things I found were the paper in the false compartment in the bag. That was
Which we've
the
already
marriage
know about,
license.
right?
You
Yes,
shared
we
that.
talked about all
That being said, Ivan John, I have on my list here that I wanted to give you one. There's no roll for this. This is an aha. I'm going to give you an aha insight. Because it's something only you know. So, 4. 3 precious aha points. You don't have to spend them. You don't have to do this. It will probably come up, but this might speed things along. For 3 aha points, I will give you a very clear realization about something. Realization
About what?
that in many ways
Yeah, I'll spend it.
only you could make.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Okay. The realization.
Your foot really
Are you
itches
going
right
to-
now.
I'll say the first half of this out
Well
loud.
spent.
So go ahead and spend all your aha points.
Okay.
And
Say that like he has.
Ivan, you do
physically-
realize that the group looked through the binders and they didn't find anything for the name Slicket. They found it for the name Moore.
More.
But
Okay.
Slicket wasn't in there, and neither were any of you. Now, you guys also looked for someone named Roy Martin. But you haven't looked for any other names that such
Oh.
people might be under. And it's
I
entirely
didn't know that was John at that point.
Oh.
You suddenly realize there might be other entries worth pursuing in that book, even though you see what I'm getting at.
Yes.
still have the binders?
Do we still have the binder with us?
They're downstairs.
They're in the
No.
library.
There were a bunch of them, and couldn't carry the sack around without being a nuisance,
Well, they're still in the library.
presumably.
They should still be.
What do we need
To the
to?
library we go.
What do we
We
realize?
have to put the
we need
statue
to go
back
to
if
the
we're leaving
library.
the room. Okay, we got to put this back under the bed, right?
Fine.
Or
Yes.
And I take that ugly thing back to the barroom or Miss Circle.
Right.
Oh,
Miss Circle is
Ah.
looking for it.
yes,
Wait, what thing?
Do it to
the
her.
dress.
The terrace thing.
I don't want to do that just right now.
Why not? Why not?
I'll do
Because-
it.
No. Baroness, first of all, thank you for trying to be helpful, but you cannot lift that. I'm sorry, you cannot.
Oh.
Second of all,
That's fine.
I, in a moment that I feel was rather clever, I locked my door because earlier I walked in and I had locked my door because I was scared someone was trying to do something with that Taras statue, and I assumed someone was toying with me, so I wanted to toy back a little, so I locked the door. So they couldn't go back and get it. And then when I came back, it did look like someone tried to get into my room and then couldn't.
Very
So
smart.
I went back. Statue was still there. Locked it again, and then put a bunch of ink on the door handle so I could try and figure out maybe they would come back. And
Did do that, huh? Oh,
yes, I put a
interesting.
bunch of ink on.
So if you see somebody with
Oh.
inky fingers,
Yes, I've seen no one yet, and I'm hoping that plan at least comes to some kind of fruition. But it might be a little too early to give up on that yet. Maybe.
oh, I see. All right, well, let's go to the library then.
I'm gonna run down to the library and
Ah.
hope they follow
Gone
me.
immediately.
Well, I'm gonna put as a statue because I'll go once the statue is back in.
But Ivan's going first on his own.
Yeah, I'm going first.
Is
Yes,
anybody
yes.
running with Ivan, or is Ivan going to be off screen
shouldn't
for
you
a moment?
hide that statue somewhere else where the person who hid it here?
I don't
couldn't
want them
find
to.
it?
I don't want them to know how much we know.
Oh, okay.
That's the only
I'll go
reason.
with Ivan.
We'll put that
Alright.
back.
I'm not. I mean, okay. I'm after the statue's away. I'm gonna follow, but I am gonna knock on Odette's door first, and no one has to stay with me. I'm not gonna ask anyone to hold back, but I know where the library is. I'll catch up.
Understood. So just to clarify, Ivan goes first. Does anyone go with Ivan at his pace?
Reginald said he's going.
Reginald.
I'll go
So
with
Ivan and Reginald go off. The Doctor and Baroness wait a moment as Sybil kind of inch over, get the
I'll
thing
help
under.
her put that in.
Helps her under the thing, but she's going to stop at Odette on the way. Great.
Reginald knows about me entertaining the Marginus, right?
I think he.
No,
was
he
there
knows
when
about you banging her.
I think he was there when
Yes,
you said something
entertaining.
about that. Yes.
Oh, it's
Sybil, I just Sybil, I
he
just
mentioned
texted you
it.
something. If you could reply to that.
He mentioned it after he
to
revealed
me.
himself, Ivan.
Oh, if you were gonna go to Odette's, I was gonna, unless you insist that I go down with them,
No,
I would have
not at all.
come to Odette.
You can go to Odette as well.
I mean, I will. Doctor, you can stay with me. She. At this point, yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not gonna actually try and explain anything to him. He can just come with me. I'm not gonna try and deter him, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sybil, give me a luck roll.
Hey, where's the Baroness going?
I'm heading towards the library, nice and
Kind of in
slow.
between the two groups.
8.
It's fine.
We'll catch
8.
up with the
Top
Baroness.
of the class.
8.
Still not a 12.
Top of my class.
You knock on the door, and Odette, after a moment, opens it. And she kind of looks very, What is it?
That I understand that this weekend is hard for everyone, and I understand that outside of this weekend, you are going through feelings that I can't presume to understand. But we are all, those of us that came invited, so to speak, are all going down to the library in this moment. I don't know what we're going to find. I don't know what it has to do with you and your beliefs, but I feel maybe you should come with us, whether what side of this you think you may or may not be on.
Odette listens to these words. You can tell that she is very conflicted. She's kind of at the door and she sort of looks down the hall and stares at the doorway to Hera for a few moments.
Hera's Alicia's room, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Slapperella.
She nods and says, "Very well. There's no harm in coming with you." She leaves her room. She doesn't lock her door behind her like many people have been.
Well, Miss Fuller.
No Turas statue in there, presumably.
I want to.
You do not see a
speak
Turas statue in her room.
Speak quietly such that only Odette and Miss Wilson are able to hear me.
Okay. The Baroness kind of went ahead, so yeah, you can
Right,
do
sure.
that.
Miss Fuller. Excuse me for asking. Did you receive, perhaps, any missives or notes that seemed confusing or whatnot? Perhaps ink stained, perhaps?
No, I was invited by my
All right,
I was invited by Joey.
I see. All right, good to know.
Ivan and Reginald and the Baroness kind of coming up behind you too. You make your way into the library. The library at present is occupied by Vivian.
Shocker!
Don't tell me she's burning the.
She's not,
Tell me she is. Tell me she is. Okay. Give me a fucking reason, Philip.
but Vivian has this very. She's kind of just. She's sort of sitting there, and as you come in, she says, "Oh, is everything all right?"
Yes,
Besides the murders?
You're not here yet.
You're not
right?
there yet. You're
No.
upstairs.
Oh,
with
right.
Odette.
Took a minute.
Uh,
Nothing.
yes, I just had something I wanted to check on. Are you all right?
No, I suppose the events of last night are beginning to catch up with me.
As they are with us all, of course.
Is there something I can help you with?
Do I see the book? The binder?
You see numerous binders. Which letters are you going? What letter are you going for?
See.
Yes.
C. You do in fact find.
Do I not know how to spell Steinbeck?
That's not what I'm looking for.
You do in fact find the book.
I'm looking for an article on a person named Ben Caesar.
So you are. As you see, and here's the thing where I give everyone secret information, some of them just never say it out loud in the game.
I totally didn't even connect this. Yeah. I'm so stupid.
You son of a.
All right.
Ben Caesar.
All right, now we're moving
I'm just gonna
forward.
grab a binder, a different one, and just be like, "What am I looking for?"
You just
I
keep
just like
looking,
give him a
that's good.
look, and I'm like, I just go back to the.
So you look up Ben Caesar.
Yes.
Ben Caesar is described in this book as an alias, though it doesn't say for whom. But Ben Caesar is implicated in numerous matters, starting around 1919, 1920. Ben Caesar is implicated in
1920?
1919 or 1920. Late
Like if you said
1919.
2001 to 2002, it's
Okay.
1919, 1920.
So,
So many things.
The way he said it was.
Yeah.
1919, 1920, 1919,
I was like,
1920.
oh, the heat did get to him, and then I realized. What he said,
19,
yeah.
19, 19, 19, 19, 19, 19, yeah.
Are you skipping like a
We finally broke him.
Ben Caesar
Yes.
is implicated in among things. I'll kind of get this to matters that seem actually relevant to you or to what's going on. Ben Caesar seemed to have hired a man named Wilson to steal from the British Museum an object
It's a
called
common last name. It's fine.
Le Terrasse d'Avignon
No relation, I'm sure.
in late. This would have been late 1919, I think.
Oh, what a coincidence.
So this is actually the first thing that Ben Caesar is listed as doing. Ben Caesar
Interesting.
seems to be... I want you to make an intuition on this, Ivan. On all these notice. Ben Caesar seems to be in the business of dealing with underworld individuals. There's a few art thefts in here that are referenced, but there's some even...
I was not aware of any of this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's I mean, probably not, but
That's a 5 on the inside.
a 5 on the insight. Okay. Then you understand that this Ben Caesar character, something is very different about this brief. Fewer details are included in this one. It's described as an alias, and it doesn't indicate who it's an alias of. But still,
I know who it's an alias of.
you do, but still, all of these sort of like records are sort of on here and described in this way. You think that maybe this is almost whatever. You rolled a 5. I'll just say it. You believe that unlike most of the other things in this, though this is an accounting of things that one could blackmail someone with, the full details are not written down because these are probably matters in which this person was some degree of complicit. In other words,
But Lord Corse was
Lord
complicit in?
Corse was probably using Ben Caesar to do certain activities.
I mean, the
For-
statue is here.
Was this
That's-
before Ben Caesar left?
This is
To
back in
America?
the 20s when Ben Caesar was
So
still
it's-
here.
Okay.
Entries about Ben Caesar take on a different vibe in 1925.
Which is...
The entries about Ben Caesar, no one else knows who Ben Caesar is. The
I
entries,
know.
Yeah.
the entries about Ben Caesar take on a very different tone in 1925. They become much less detailed. They're all taking place in America. And they're less detailed, but they're looking more for information that could be used to harm this person, as opposed to the others that were more like you might be able to throw this at someone if you ever needed to, but they're less. There's less information to be had.
Oh, man.
At this point, Vivian is sort of watching you with some confusion, but at this point, Sybil and the doctor and Odette show back up downstairs.
And I should be already there.
You've been.
Yes.
Oh yes, you've been here. You were only a couple of moments after Reginald and Ivan. Vivian kind of just looked at you as you came in, like, ooh.
Mr. Immortal. Oh, Miss. You're still, of course, Miss Course. I see.
I'm going to just close the binder slowly and set it back down on the table. And I'm going to motion for everybody to follow me back out into a room.
Odette's like, what is it? Why have you brought me here?
Odette is here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sybil brought Odette down.
Nice.
What is going on? What have you found?
Vivian says, have you found something else in those awful binders? Who is this about this time?
No, it was simply double checking. So I do need to speak with a few of you in private, though. If something comes of this, I will let the rest of
No, sure. I forgot my name. Sybil will, I guess, kind of just look at Odette and back to you, kind of asking, like, Odette, have a seat here. I will come back to you in a moment. I'm sorry.
Odette sort of says,
Well, I didn't know, did I?
whatever it is you're doing, you do understand this is our lives. I don't know why
I
you're
understand
involved in
that.
all of this, but
That's why I am involved. We didn't need to be, and yet we are. It is my own life as well, and I need to figure this out for myself.
Sybil, can I speak to you first?
Coming. Yes.
she just pauses for a few moments and like looks around the room. She sort of shakes her head. She walks back. She takes a sort of a picture, sort of an old family photo of some kind, and just kind of throws it on the ground and says, "That's probably everything you need. It's been enough for me now." And then she just walks out.
I will pick up the photo and look at it as I walk out, I guess. I walk out to where John is, wherever he's telling me to go.
Yeah, I want to just talk to Sybil first.
Oh, just...
And then take everybody else, all the rest of you.
So the rest of you are just standing there, and Vivian, who's just like, okay, so you're taking that binder?
Yeah, I looked at her and I'm like, keep Vivian busy for a second, please.
I'll talk to Vivian Course
All right,
in the
yes.
meantime.
So, seen any good movies lately?
How's that weather, huh?
Okay.
Oh god.
Sorry about that.
John takes Sybil aside. Go ahead.
Ask her about their family doctor.
Oh, perfect. We will go back to that in a moment. So Sybil, the first thing that happens is Sybil says she's looking down at a picture. All right, Sybil. This is not about... So it's physical when you're trying to see like a minute detail. It's not always physical for looking, because in this case it's not. Sybil, this is just a flat intuition.
Ooh, no vibe check?
No, not a vibe check, a flat intuition.
All right. 5.
5.
So.
As good as a 12.
Hmm.
Sybil, you glance at this, and what you see is a photo of a... This photo's probably like 10 years old. Maybe like 14, 15. A little older. Maybe 12 years. This is a photo, and it is a photo of Alicia, and Odette is about a 10-year-old, and Odette's father. You've probably seen this guy maybe once or twice, in the house. And whatever Ivan's trying to, or whatever John's trying to say to you, there's this moment as you're just like... 'Cause, man, if Odette's dad doesn't really look like Joey.
Doesn't really look like what?
He looks a lot like Joey.
Ah.
Minus the hair color or including the hair color?
It's
Like
not a
an
color
older version
photo,
of
but
Joey?
his hair is
But you
also...
see dark versus light. Yeah.
You see dark versus light. His hair is also very light.
And it.
Can I
But
tell?
they're actually siblings?
None of
Can
you
I-
are seeing this picture. She
Oh.
snatched it up and walked out of the room.
Okay, wait. So we think. I
What
get.
are you what are you looking at?
No, you're. I went with John. I'm not in the room with you.
No, he didn't he want to talk to all of us?
No, he said
just
simple
her
first alone, and we
Oh.
left. Yeah.
Oh, I see how it is. All right.
That's why I said go keep Miss Vivian busy for a minute.
Hell no.
Well, the Marchioness slightly younger man, so.
Okay. So we, from what we were talking about earlier, we're gathering that Lord Corus isn't Joey's father, but are we gathering that it might be more, or are we?
What's this we?
Well,
Because we talked about it earlier.
Right now,
I only assumed it was more. because
This
he
is
was
all
only
your
like-
information right now, apparently.
Yeah.
No, this is something we talked about earlier. This is
Yeah, but
about
right
Joey.
now-
Yeah,
this
but
is
we are
just
not
you.
there. We are not looking at the
This
picture.
is-
she's
I'm
ask,
not-
she's asking what conclusion the group came
Sybil
to.
isn't asking. KJ is asking you, jabronis.
We are thinking that
I was.
She's thinking, what had you been thinking? Dr. Gordon, yes, suggested. Go ahead, Ka.
I had suggested that perhaps Joey was actually Moore's child because he was the only light-haired person in this story until now.
And this guy doesn't look like Moore.
he looks like Joey, so he's probably Joey's dad. But who was the mother?
Well,
I mean, it would.
certainly the Marchioness would
March-
remember giving birth to Joey.
Unless they faked the whole thing, but yeah.
So either they're
like
both
younger man.
Alicia's, or they're both the Marchioness, right?
No, not necessarily.
Ivan is like, John's out there like trying to say something, but you're just staring at the
Yeah.
picture
All
like,
right. Okay.
"Look,
Yes.
look."
Yes. Sorry. I don't know what I think of anything yet. I'm sorry. What is it, John? What did you find?
So I wanted to tell you this first because I think it might actually have something to do with you in particular. So the Marchioness is not the only person related to the Corus family that I've entertained.
I'm both excited and terrified. What?
And
So there was a man in America who I have been entangled with named Ben Caesar, who is an alias for Roy Martin. I didn't realize that connection until recently.
Gladys is Roy Martin?
Entangled literally or figuratively?
Did you know?
Biblically.
Did you know that? Did you know his name before coming here?
I did.
I'm gonna ask you guys a question now.
yes.
You were in the library on the ground floor. You pulled her out.
Mhm.
Are you just in the hall talking quietly right now?
No, I would like find another room or something like
about-
enclosed.
The sitting room.
Sure,
Okay.
if that's empty.
No, there's actually Gladys in here. She's hearing all of this.
You take her into the sitting room. Perfect.
And I'm whispering this to her, just in case. And I'm keeping my voice low.
I mean, the library doors are open. We can see if anybody walks across.
I get it. You are keeping it quiet. Totally fine. So, carry on.
The room is bugged.
When I was doing this, I didn't really know how his connection, know why he left the family. anything like that. I just kind of knew he was related and that he'd taken money from them, basically.
What does that have to do with me, though? We can tell them this.
So I just looked at the binders, and there was blackmail on Ben Caesar. There wasn't any on Roy Martin, but there was on Ben Caesar.
There also was on Roy Martin.
Oh, there was on Roy Martin.
Yeah,
but there's separate things.
He keeps them separate by, yeah.
One of them had to do with the fact that Lord Corse, before Roy left for America, had been using Ben Caesar to, as like a liaison of some sort, I don't know, but to do crimes. And one was that Ben Caesar hired a man named Wilson to steal the Terrasse d'Avignon from a museum in 15?
Late 1919.
Late 1919.
Is
Now,
there proof?
I didn't, I kind of, things were moving quickly here, so Ivan, I'm going to ask you to make me a retroactive knowledge roll.
Okay.
And I know you don't have any dice left, so sorry.
That's all right.
You know.
Seems to be a thing you do.
Ooh, this is not as great. 1 in 3 chance you can roll a 5 or a 6 here, though.
It's a 6.
It's a 6. Very
What?
good.
Man.
You also noted in some of the later entries, this is a post-1925 entry, there was a question mark thing, kind of like a blind item where he has no proof or no records or anything in his stuff, where he's just like, it's like a list of like, it's like, did Ben Caesar see to these various, like, did Ben Caesar have these people killed? And one of them was Wilson, question mark.
Was there
I'll
proof?
tell you that.
Was there proof on any of that?
For the museum heist, there was, right?
The museum heist part seemed more, nothing with, remember, everything with Ben Caesar is sketchy one way or another because,
Yes. So,
but you would take it to be likely that this guy Wilson was the one who,
yeah, that there was proof, but the other part, I think, was speculation.
Okay. I guess we'll just have to find proof then, won't we? So,
So,
does Roy Martin look like this by any chance? Anyone? Do you know this man?
do I know this person?
you've never seen that gentleman, no.
Who the fuck is that? Why is he with Odette?
It's her father,
Oh.
maybe? But he looks like Joey, no?
Yeah, he does.
That is
I don't know.
Theobald Fuller.
I don't understand what
Yeah,
any of this
who?
means.
Fuller.
Oh, yes.
We keep learning things and it keeps making things make less sense.
Yeah, I know, it's really frustrating. Let's get everybody else in. Let's
Alright.
get the other two or three.
Meanwhile, I'm talking about.
Meanwhile, Vivian and Baroness and Reginald and Gordon are still in this room. Vivian sort of looking sort of...
Well, I walk out. I'll just say, I'm just gonna, whatever. I'll be back real quick.
Okay.
No.
Are you letting him go? Oh,
Well, I did you see the message I sent you?
I do now, sorry.
Oh, man. I would have tried stopping him, but not too hard.
Like what? They're having a secret conversation. If you want to follow me, it's fine. I'm just gonna walk around. I gotta sit here right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, you guys are in there with Vivian, Baroness and Doctor.
Discourse. I understand. I understand that Martinez mentioned that the family doctor or her personal doctor, one of the two, passed away recently. Is that correct?
Sorry, I'm just laughing at something that's that's funny.
Something that some Lord Reginald Huntington Smythe happened to email to you, perhaps?
I kind of just want to reveal, against the spirit of this game, that sometimes when people are like, I just want to go have like a glance and see if I see any blank stuff, and then they roll a 1. It's just
Up to shenanigans?
it's just a funny vibe.
Is this actual shenanigans going on here?
In any case,
Not my shenanigans.
there's something fun about where it's just the number 1, like nothing. It was just like 1. my god, just starkly there in text. I think it's funny. I'm sorry. You ask Vivian about. She kind of. Oh. Yes. The doctor, my mother's longtime physician, Dr. Eustace Houston.
Eustace
A
Houston.
fake name if I ever fucking heard one.
Yeah.
Or a really quickly rolled name.
One of the two.
Doctor. Huh. How long has he been with the family?
Actually, this is not a quickly rolled name. This is a. I decided all doctors will have some Texan city in their name in this game. I genuinely did decide that earlier.
After I named my guy Austin?
Yes.
Oh, man. Jesus. Anyway, so I'm gonna say, I see. Was he with the family a long time?
Oh yes.
Hmm.
He
How long?
delivered all of us. He was my
A
mother's
very long time.
physician
I see.
since she married my father.
Passed away for
Well,
natural causes, old age.
I would imagine. He was stabbed with a dagger called natural causes.
He died naturally from stab wounds.
He died naturally from being.
I mean, naturally you die from stab wounds.
Naturally,
It's
he died when run over by a steamroller.
Who signs his check? Naturally.
No, he basically like thinks.
just,
She sort of says,
hmm.
he was rather
I-
advanced in age, of course. He
Of
was
course.
in his 80s, I believe.
Understandable.
He
What a
must
shit
have
for
been
loss.
very loyal to the family.
Oh yes, my mother swore by him.
How about your father?
Now, hold on. My father.
Is that an in-character pause, or is that Philip being busy right now?
I'm
Pause.
typing something. Pause. Yes.
Okay.
What was that? What?
Someone's text her on. In any case, she says, "Oh yes, he was much beloved of my mother. He was a pioneer in a certain field of obstetric. Wait, obstetric.
Obstetrician.
Obstinate?
Obstetricious.
Obstetric medicine. Wait. Oh my God.
I was wondering if she
Obstetrician.
was having trouble or if Philip was having trouble.
Yeah.
It's an obstetrician, but it's an obstetric medicine. Hi. Those are always where I get it.
Wow.
He was an expert in a pioneering field of obstetric medicine. One pioneered in the more Scandinavian countries. I, of course, have never given birth, but whenever my mother did, from Alicia on, she was put into a state called twilight sleep.
Oh, is that safe?
Well, by the good doctors, by Dr. Houston, it seemed to have been.
In the twilight sleep, huh? Interesting.
You can roll a medicine knowledge on it if you want to.
Roll just a aha point.
Point.
Stonks.
So basically,
I'll explain
twilight
what
sleep
twilight sleep
is a sort of a complex and I think this was sort of used kind of like in the early 20th century, like really started in like the early 1900s, and yes, was very much kind of beginning in sort of like I guess it originated in Germany, became very popular in these sort of Scandinavian countries, and then was very popular in New York City as well. The idea is that you put the delivering mother into a state of extreme insensitivity to pain that is largely amnesiac, but she doesn't lose consciousness. So in other words, it's... Go ahead.
I mean, they still do it now for like not pregnancy stuff, but that's when you do a colonoscopy or like
Sure.
things like they still do it now. Yeah.
What they don't usually do is do it by injecting you with morphine and scopolamine.
No. Yes. Yes.
And various other things. But basically, what became interesting about it is that you sort of like it was considered sort of like like nice, but also people become very suggestible. You're borderline like truth serum, but you also don't remember any of it. It's a very like weird sort of energy. But she explains that all of the children were delivered under this twilight sleep, and that this Dr. Eustace Houston was a pioneer in the field.
I've heard of this fellow.
Hmm.
Was he out of character? Was he a fellow in Oxford or anything?
No, he was like a family doctor to the rich. He was not a sort of, and he was no sort of surgeon. He was just he was probably primarily a family practice obstetrician.
Just his name has come around often within the circle I'm part of. I see. But I've never met the man personally. Interesting. I see. All of you were delivered in such a way, huh?
Indeed. She sort of, yes, I did not know him well. Alicia, of course, knew him better than any of the rest of the sisters, for he also delivered Odette.
Interesting.
Are you quite all right, Doctor?
I'm all right. I'm just thinking through some things here. Vivian, I want to ask. Tell it to me. Were you the one who sent the call to start this party? Or was that Gladys?
My father told me to let the rest of the family know that he wished us to gather this weekend here on the island.
He told you first?
He told me.
Huh.
I was there with him at Upton. I then went to London and told Alicia and Gladys.
Okay, very well.
I will tell you, I had a feeling from the way he asked. He had something unpleasant planned for us. It seems I was right.
Just checking. You don't know any one of us, right? Well, probably except for Miss Wilson, if she's friends with Joey and Reginald.
Vivian. So Vivian, Vivian doesn't know Odette that well. I mean, she doesn't know Joey and she doesn't know Joey's friends. Perhaps she's seen them here or there, but Vivian was really unknown to most of you.
I see. I have visited the Course Court, a while back, right? So I know of them, but I've never personally met the kids.
I think you've probably met them here and there, especially like Alicia and Vivian. Sure, you would have crossed paths with. So you've seen Vivian. Probably you might be the person who encountered Vivian the most of anyone in this group.
I see.
You poor thing.
She's just a poor
Her life has been very hard. Very
Oh,
hard.
yes.
And consequently, she talks really normal. Very normal indeed. Are you gathering everyone, Ivan?
Yes.
So basically, Ivan appears at the door. Now, Reginald is not there. Reginald, roll a luck roll.
Seriously, after this, how long this conversation is?
You rolled a 1. It took you a minute. It took you a minute
You
to fail.
rolled a what?
Roll a luck roll.
Are you now stuck in like some
He got
tangled up with a bunch
transported
of?
to Borgovia.
Oh man.
10.
He's
Yeah.
stuck in a suit of armor he tried to try on.
So basically,
man.
Ivan walks out, and Reginald, you're kind of just like you're just in the hall, kind of walking sort of back, like, well, that was a whatever, and you see Ivan emerging from the sitting room across from the library.
So what now?
Ivan,
Who's talking to you?
Ivan?
John.
Immortal.
Sorry.
Mr. Immortal.
While he tells them, I will look at the page of the name he said because I want to see the proof of.
I'm gonna leave out the part of me banging Roy Martin and just kind of just mention that I know Roy Martin from America.
So wait, so like you've stepped out, you're looking for everyone. I'm just, are you summoning
Oh,
everyone?
yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically, you see Reginald in the room, you ask him to go into the sitting room, and now you're going into the library. Vivian, the Baroness, and the Doctor are standing there, and you ask them, but not, you invite them and not Vivian into the sitting room. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Vivian kind of gives you this sort of look.
And sit with us.
Whatever.
Do
Whatever
we
you're
look
doing.
like we're trying to mess this thing up? Oh man.
She kind of looks at all the binders on the ground. Wait, I actually determined what letters were in which binder. Is she... Oh, wait. Does she have... Where is D?
She grabbing one.
She wants the D.
She's after the
Mhm.
D.
Gosh damn it.
Yup. But it's the one that you already have. She looks at the binders and realizes she doesn't have the one she was kind of... She now maybe would have glanced at, but she hadn't wanted to, so she just sighs and just kind of allows you all to walk out, understanding that she's not wanted.
Man.
Wait. Oh, because Sybil has it?
Yeah.
Or
Sybil has A through E. And if now is the
Oh,
time
A
for her
through
to
E.
look up... Well, never mind, I won't tell you what she would have looked.
Okay.
So anyway, so now you're all in the sitting room, my friends.
Yeah. I tell the rest of the stuff to them, except I only say that I know Roy Martin.
He says he knows...
He's a friend
he says
of
he
mine from America.
knows Roy Martin.
And I leave out the fact that I know him.
And that Roy Martin
You
is...
are just a slut.
That
Wow, don't slut shame him, Jesus.
Damn.
if anything, you can accent shame him, you can't slut shame him. So, as you guys explained, he explains he knows Roy Martin, who is actually Ben Caesar, and the Ben Caesar's in this book. And Sybil, you look over the evidence. It seems probably like a guy named Wilson stole the Tarrasque at the hiring of somebody named Ben Caesar. Whether or not Ben Caesar then had the guy killed 5 years after this is being written, or 5 years before the thing where that is accused, yeah, you're not as sure about that, but it might track. It seems like he definitely is on the record doing some real shady, like, murder adjacent stuff. Not him
which one's
murdering
Wilson again?
people, but like, who's what?
Who's Wilson again?
I don't know. Look at everyone's names. Anyway,
Oh, yeah. Duh.
I've been calling her
There's-
Miss Wilson.
There's so many
This whole
names right now.
time.
You know what I mean? Come on.
Maybe it's a
Yeah,
cute
like-
nickname y'all have. I don't know.
I never called her Wilson,
Wilson!
so I probably haven't called her
Sybil,
by
you
her
have a
last name.
last name?
Yeah,
oh my
like-
god, you have a last name. It's
What?
crazy.
You have a last
So,
name?
you've all gathered.
You're telling us this now? After how long we've known about
Wait a
Roy
minute.
Martin?
You have a last name and it's Wilson.
No, I mean about
Anyway.
Ivan. Like, he's telling us this now after we've known about Roy Martin for how long?
So now we know that
I didn't
this...
connect to look for his alias in the thing. That's why I was saying.
All right, so interesting. So that explains the Tarask being within here. Interesting.
Is that all the new information we have?
Yeah. Well, I talked with
Sybil's got a photo.
Miss Course.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Does anyone recognize this man or
Isn't that Lord Joseph Course the younger?
no, see that is baby
Oh,
not
Reginald.
baby.
Reginald, you know that's Theobald. That's Odette's dad. That guy's always like, you can't have my brandy.
Oh, okay.
Is that Mr. Fuller?
Yeah. Doesn't he? You know him. You've interacted with him. I guess. Have you?
I mean, I've probably like once or twice.
Yeah. Does he look like anyone to you? Like eerily so, unsettlingly so, perhaps.
I don't know. Does he? I don't know.
Has he
Please
ever
tell me
made the
you see it.
connection?
Please tell me you see.
Is
it.
Reginald smart enough
Is
to see this?
okay.
Reginald?
Is
Intuition.
Reginald really as
Actually,
Reginald is such a
Reginald
suspicious
intuition,
dude.
but go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
You're about to say at disadvantage because you've known him for so long.
Not disadvantage.
Nah.
One.
One.
Never mind. You don't got anything. If you were close, I was going to give you like a buy one get one free on AHA points. If there was only one
There we
because
go.
of just like handsome recognize handsome, but no, you don't. You have no.
May I look, honey?
Of course,
Although,
Here.
I'm kind of curious now.
Okay.
Can
Can
I
I look-
go to the library and pick up F?
Sure.
Just walk
See if I-
right by Vivian, ignore her.
Vivian's just in
Grab
there,
her
like
behind
staring
her.
at the window. You come back in, her face almost brightens, like, perhaps they're going to include me after. No.
And then I just walk, I
He's
pick up
taking
F,
about
walk out, and then
Yep.
don't say anything.
Why are we bullying her? This is so
no one's
mean.
bullying. She is a murder suspect. We are keeping her at a proper distance.
Yeah.
It's really one of us who is the murderer, but that's okay.
She kind
And
of
then when I get
Almost
back to the room,
certainly
I'll look
isn't.
for Fuller.
understood. So while you're looking for that, I'll get to that in just one moment. But you've shown the picture to the Baroness and the Doctor.
Okay, what do I roll?
What do you? I mean,
Do I need to roll?
No,
You made
check. He
Reginald
looks.
roll.
He looks like
he
Lord
looks
Joey,
like it.
right?
Mario was doing some fun role playing. The rest of you
Okay.
can kind of see it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't
Like-
see it.
No, check. I can
No,
see.
but that's that one guy though. But that's that guy though.
No, that is.
I don't know someone
Lord
by the name of
Joseph,
that guy,
right?
so I'm not sure.
Do you guys remember in the Scott Pilgrim
Reginald,
movie?
he looks like Joey.
So-
Does he though? I mean, I can't
Yes.
tell by the hair. I mean, it's black and white. How am I supposed to tell the hair color?
Because it's
There's more features
Because it is
to
like
a
it.
face than
Yeah.
the hair.
And I will also say it's not. It's like he looks like Joey. It's not like he's like the spitting image of Joey. But you see.
They
the
didn't
real
get
resemblance.
past the same actor for
Just
both
look
roles.
Just look at those cheekbones.
There you go.
I mean, kinda now. Wait, what are you
Hmm.
saying?
Interesting.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're
I'm,
thinking
I'm showing you what
perhaps-
I've seen.
Perhaps Joey and Odette are not uncle and niece, or right? Is that the correct? He's supposed to be her uncle in relation.
Mhm.
Perhaps they're siblings.
Yes, but earlier weren't we thinking that Moore was the father? But
I was, but yes, this is new information. That's
Reginald,
testing.
you get to the F's. There is no entry for Fuller, and unlike some of the other entries, based on the pages here, like there's like some entries carrying over into a page. You don't think there's a missing entry. You don't think there's anything on Fuller.
Does he have an alias too?
Do you have?
oh wait,
I
unless
have luck. I have lots of luck.
how old is
Then make a luck
Alicia's
roll.
husband? Is Alicia's husband about the same age as Alicia, or is he like an older man?
He's
or...
like he was when he married her at the age of 17. He was probably like a totally socially acceptable 30 or like 29.
17, you say?
She was on the edge of 17.
I guess
yeah.
age-wise, because I'm having trouble. Is it more likely that this is Joey's potential father, or is it more likely that this guy and Joey are brothers.
Oh, I see. No, Joe. You would imagine he's Joey's father.
Okay.
He's 30 years older than Joey.
And Joey.
Okay.
So
So it's
I
not
rolled,
just okay.
I rolled a 4 and I'll use an aha point.
An aha point.
My last one.
Your last one. Just burning through them.
For
I'm
this
going to say
session.
that you don't know this, but I'm going to say that as luck would have it, you are aware that Fuller is known by most people to be a very not shady guy. He's a very kind of like by the book, like rigid, you know.
You just can't blackmail him. That's funny.
Yeah, he's just a guy who hasn't done too much wrong.
You can't cheat an honest man.
That's rare in this family.
I'll
Yeah.
say.
And I'm gonna,
He looks like someone else's son.
yeah. So that is a Reginald. Even Reginald. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. I have another message, but I have to switch who I'm saying.
Philip,
it
keep
to
track of your
the same thing.
secret messages.
Guys, I got a lot of secret. I think we've done one secret message with everyone tonight. Have I done one? Maybe not. Maybe not Jeremy.
No. Or have you?
Oh, you
Or
did,
have
you did. You sent him something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll never tell, except for when I super will after it's all over. But I won't
When you-
remember, so I'll never tell.
Except for
I'm
when
really
you said
good
I'm
at
telling you
keeping
something out
secrets.
loud right now,
Don't
and I'm
remember.
sending you something.
Oh yeah. Oh. An interesting thing, and I don't really want to.
Do you?
Sybil, how many aha points do you have right now?
All of them.
You have 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I spend them all, whatever it is.
Understood.
You know that you are 20 years old.
Yeah. It's fine. It's ended the session. Make me waste them. I get them back next week.
Doctor. Oh, that's
Yes?
right. It means nothing. I should have. At the beginning of next session, I'll ask you the same question. No, Doctor. Do you share what Vivian just told you with the group?
Yes, I would have shared that.
So I
There's
don't know
Twilight
if Reginald, Sybil, and John heard all of that, but I guess I know that KJ did because she was talking about how twilight sleep is still used for things. But basically, the Doctor describes this process of twilight sleep. How Vivian says it was used on all the daughters,
all of it.
and also when Alicia.
So they
gave-
could have sneaked in a other child's
Sybil.
switch babies.
Switch babies. Sybil. You roughly recall the ages of your friends. Lord Joey was born in December of 1909. Odette was born in January of 1910.
Not even a month apart.
Odette looks just like Alicia, Vivian, and Gladys.
So Odette
Joey
is the Martian
Looks
son.
just like those family members plus Fuller.
So Odette is actually
Odette is
The
a
fourth
fourth
daughter.
Related.
daughter.
So, did he want
Maybe
a
this-
son to actually
What
pass by before the law
babies to
changed?
have fun?
This was back in 1909, 1910.
that was
So this
before
rep-
the law was
Yeah,
changed.
that's before the law
He
was
needed a son to pass things down to.
And these women gave birth in something called twilight sleep.
But you would notice
Oh
if you
my
gave birth to a
God.
daughter and a month later she had a penis. Like, I just don't
Not if
understand.
they didn't tell you the gender when they were delivered.
If they were all
But there's
born
a month
during
apart.
sleep.
You would have held the baby, presumably at some point during that month.
didn't have
no?
ultrasound.
No,
That's
they
just when
had-
they said their birthdays were.
They,
There's no
they had
ultrasound.
vet
They
nurses
wouldn't have
back
known.
then.
I mean, aside from the ultrasound, I just assumed that those were the real birthdays. But yeah, if those aren't,
There's no
Those aren't the real
ultrasound now.
birthdays.
Certainly, there's no ultrasound at all.
No, Nobel women didn't nurse their own
If they were all
babies. They
delivered
were-
during sleep, they wouldn't have known what gender the baby was.
and if they were actually born on the
But
same day, or
if you are given a 1 month-old baby, that doesn't look like a newborn.
but I guess we're just if we
Well,
assume
they
that
could have been
they're-
born 1 day apart. Because
Yeah,
January 1st
without
and
the
December
actual
30th.
birth certificates in front of us, we don't know their real birthdays, so
Yeah.
they really could be switched without anyone knowing their genders.
Ooh, boy. Spicy.
So, the working theory is that Lord Kors wanted a son to pass down the inheritance to, and so had the doctor switch the children.
Or
Somebody
I mean-
switched the children.
yeah, it doesn't necessarily imply that Course did it. The
Oh,
Martinez
yeah.
could do it, knowing that
Or
the last child needed to
Sybil,
be a male.
Sybil, because
Yeah.
you spent
Mhm.
the aha points and then I started spelling stuff out and then people started shouting stuff, I will give you this last bit of intuition on timing and how such things could work.
Mhm.
Suppose your wife and your daughter are pregnant at the same time, and you really want a son, and your wife goes pain goodbye, knockout, sleepy sleep when she has the baby. If your wife then delivers another daughter, but your daughter's about to deliver a baby, maybe just keep your wife in sleepy times for another week here and see what happens. Oh, cool, that one's a boy. Well, let's hand that one to this one and say this one was this one's.
Yep.
Interesting.
Okay, so no one knows, I guess, except for Course.
So when he said, "I have no son," he meant it. Or
Wait, Gordon, what was the doctor's name again?
Eustace Houston.
Houston, yes.
Can I?
Oh,
Is that name
and
in here?
that's why Lord Kors doesn't bend after the
you
guy.
don't have H. You
No, I have
H.
F through what?
He has F through. He does have F through. Hold on. That might cause problems for me. Let's see.
FGH.
He has F through K.
Uh-huh.
H is in there if we
So
know
I'll
our
go through-
alphabet.
I'll look for-
Sometimes Philip goes a little too fast
Alright.
for himself. And as you flip to the H section, that's where we'll end tonight's chapter.
You son of a
How
bitch!
dare you!
It's almost
Son of
10! It's almost 10! You have to work tomorrow!
It's true.
From home?
From home, good sir!
Which is also an
Bring
H.
that book back up.
My alarm goes off 5 minutes before I clock in, and I still don't log in until 30 minutes later.
Hell yeah! That's how work from home's supposed to be.
That's the American way. You don't
Yeah.
go. you just do it really half-ass.
I earned my
You
paycheck.
work to pay.
Ah.
You
Great.
don't strike. Good old Homer.
What a fucking cliffhanger. I'm so mad that I didn't think to look up that season.
Okay, I'm mad at you too.
I don't be
when
mad
you
at
said
him.
somebody's
there's so
sitting
many
here on
things.
information, I'm like, what are they sitting
It's
on?
so
Like,
funny
who's
to me
sitting on
because-
what?
Because he said it, and I'm like, man, I know it's not me because I haven't gotten anything.
What's
I'm
so
an idiot.
what's so fun to me about this is that for 7 sessions, up to the 8 sessions, however long, 9 sessions because it was at the end of this one, my whole time I've just been like, God, it's so fucking obvious that they switched the babies. Oh my God, this is so, they're gonna get that immediately. As soon as I say the two people are the same age, they're gonna know it immediately. Also, I will now reveal, you asked me what color Slickett's hair was, and I rolled a die.
Oh man,
And
you
I
son
said,
of a.
and I said light, and that is what we call an unintentional
That is a red
but perfect
herring.
red herring. Red hair.
Ah, you son of a.
Red
All right. Well,
herring.
so that being said, I do feel that the accusation that you still haven't eliminated any suspects is probably entirely there still, but you have a lot of new information now.
Well,
But the
I
thing
can-
is, the family is more suspicious, and it's one of us who's the killer. So how does it work?
why is it one? Like I know one
It's
of
not
us is
necessarily
possible,
one
but
of
why
us.
is it for sure one of us?
Because Phil thought so. Didn't he say so?
I mean,
No.
I
It's
can't.
Not
He
an
never-
NPC.
No,
I said
No, he said it's
All
not
he
one
said
of the
was it wasn't a
service people.
servant.
it's
Yeah.
not a servant.
not a
Oh,
servant.
It could be
I
one
thought-
of you, or it could be,
could be.
Yeah,
one of
a
the family.
family. Oh,
we
I
just
thought-
like if
I-
you're sitting here going, I bet it's Margaret Circle. then you're way off.
It's
Okay.
not Margaret Circle. Now, should it have been Wednesday Line all along? Will
I
Wednesday
mean, she's
Line...
guilty of other crimes.
Does she
not
wish she had
this
done
crime.
it?
Wednesday Line will come in and say,
If
I
you need
assure
another
you-
murder to occur to keep things moving, you need only ask
Oh God. What if it's?
sirs and
What if she's
madams.
only guilty of stabbing Tom Slickett, but he was already dead at that time?
No, I would never stab a man in such a way.
I would never stab a dead man.
But
An
That's
would you
already
stab-
dead man.
Would
Yeah.
you stab a corpse? Would you stab a corpse?
No, only if I was married to him.
Oh, man.
Only
Have
if
you ever been
Super
married?
cool.
I go to the graveyards many nights and dance on the graves and pretend I found a new husband. In the morning when the sun shines down, I know how alone I am. But at
I
night...
wonder why you're not such a popular catch, Miss Line.
Oh no, I pull a lot. I get it. The gentlemen love my strange things. No,
Wow.
all I must do, good doctor, is go into a pub and say, who wants to take a walk on the dark side? And the gentlemen, they line up, and I always leave them crying.
Sounds right.
But then they all
Are
come
these song
back.
lyrics?
They all come
Are
back
these
for
song
more.
lyrics you're going?
No, I'm just a weirdo.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's totally creepy.
I like Wednesday Line. Her name's Line because she's tall. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much for this. I apologize to the players as always, but I do think you guys have a lot of pieces, and I think information will maybe begin to start flowing here. But there was a huge, big reveal here in Chapter 9 at the end, so well done all. Now, let's talk about some other stuff on this channel that we do real quick. On Friday, we're going back to Voluptua for Blood from a Stone. That's our weird, sexy, haunted Skinamax movie game. Check it out. It's been dumb. On Saturday, that's at 7:30. At Saturday at 11:30 a.m., I think they're doing another Long Lost Loves. You'll find out more about that on Friday, whatever it is. On Sunday, we're back with a more Wretched Hive. We took last week off on account of holidays, but this week we'll be back, and we'll have Murdenki there, and we'll probably all die before he even gets in, because it ended with combat for us. What? And then on Monday, come back for Civilized Age. That's our future Star Wars game, and that's fun stuff there. I genuinely can't remember what was going on there, but we'll all find out together on Monday. And then a week from tonight, come back for Chapter 10 of Murder by Murder. Will it be the final chapter? It could be, but probably not. Go to our About page to see all the awesome stuff our players do. Please check out our Discord, where we post things on our Discord, including recaps of all these games. I will also mention, this is like probably not an immediate thing, but we are now officially in process on putting together our like YouTube, like putting everything onto YouTube for easier archiving access, because it's all on Twitch, but Twitch archives is a mess. So that's the process. We're sort of figuring out the best way to upload all that stuff. So that will be coming soon. I would imagine within this month. It will at least start, and we'll probably kind of do a thing where, like, it'll probably be a thing where we start putting things up, we start putting the new things up immediately a couple days after they air, and then we start backfilling stuff. But Blood from a Stone might be an exception there, because I know people want to watch that from the beginning, or some people might, or maybe they don't. It's so many episodes, guys, but they're all really crazy. So thank you for all of that fun. Thank you, my wonderful players. Anybody want to plug anything or say anything? Then in that case, I will leave you as I do for this game, and I finally remember, and maybe we'll have an almost professional seeming close. Wait, what do I say? Oh yeah.
Professional. We are professionals here.
The game is afoot.